Ladies and gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Welcome back to another episode of the Manhood Tree Podcast. I'm your host, Abdul-Rahmaan I, and right across from me, I have
Alonzo Beckett.
Hey.
And over to my right tonight, we have
Demetrius is in here.
And over to my left, we have
Nick is here.
Oh man, I'm so happy to have you guys tonight with us, joining us on the podcast. You know, one of the things that we've been doing to start off the podcast over the last maybe like month or so is that we've been doing our meditation minute. And we usually pass it to one of our guests, just let one of you guys lead us in the meditation. So, I mean, I feel like, did you say not me?
No, it's not going to be me.
I felt like you were going to be the one.
You today.
Yeah.
You said
I do meditate all the time, but
that's why we thought you were going to be the one. We
but
felt very comfortable with thinking. We usually go to the right, but
right.
if you want to pass it to Nick,
I'll pass it to my man, Nick, man.
Nick,
meditation minutes.
what we need you to do is lead us in a meditation minute. We like to get ourselves meditated out to start the show.
Fill out.
And so, do you got anything for us?
We can tell you some of the things other people have done. All right, some of the other people have done. They got us feet down, got us grounded. Got us like touch our fingers to ground us.
Mm-hmm.
And then they say a bunch of inspirational things like breathe deep, count your breath.
All right.
Yeah. What I did was I told everybody to count to 30 deep breath for 30 seconds. That's mine. Right. I don't know. Demetrius, he probably said something fantastic. Then we cried again. I don't know. It was something great.
You already did? Did you do one?
No, I didn't do one.
You didn't?
No, I think y'all had just started.
The first person that did was Matt.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, Matt killed it.
Yeah, Matt.
He's train chaser.
Matt's like a young Demetrius.
Yeah, Matt killed it, man.
Yeah, and that's high level. So, Nick.
Okay.
All right. What you got?
So one of the things I like to do
Yeah.
is I like to just stop and think about in the next day, in the next week, where I want to be, what I want to do, what I want to accomplish.
Okay.
And it lets you focus on that.
Yeah.
You know, you focus on that one thing where you want to be. Nobody has to really know it, understand it. It's kind of like when you're blowing out your candles and you have a birthday wish.
Okay. Yeah.
And then that kind of becomes the center of where you're trying to do and everything you're trying to go.
I like it. So this is like a visualization activity.
Yeah. You
All
have
right.
that one thing you want to accomplish. You just kind of close your eyes, see it,
Yep.
All right.
and go from there.
Siri, 1 minute timer.
Well, are we doing a 1 minute for it? A 1 minute visualization of our next week?
55 seconds now.
All right. Go ahead. Gotta think. One minute.
You know what I just thought immediately?
What?
Kind of seems long.
Yep.
You know how many of those you get in a day? A lot of those.
Minutes?
Yeah,
Well,
but how
see,
many you actually take to
yo,
yourself?
what I was just thinking of is that I need to do this more often. Like
Do it every Tuesday.
Yeah,
No,
once a
It's
week.
not often.
Once a week is not a lot. No, I was just feeling like just the idea of visualizing my week and different things that I mean, I have, I'm always thinking about stuff, but to close my eyes,
Right.
to take it in a moment of silence with it, I think that was more powerful than just, writing it down and planning and, being in the mix, because I'm a very big proponent of visualization. I believe that all our lives is built off of the things that we can visualize in our mind. Like you literally have to be able to see it in your mind before you can see it in reality.
Right.
But I typically don't do the eye closed thing with it. I like to mostly write my stuff down.
Gotcha.
What about you? Where do you go with that visualization?
What I was thinking about throughout the entire visualization is working on some real estate projects.
Okay.
And so I was just visualizing new keys to a new home.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that. I
Investment
like that.
property. So
What about you, Zo?
Mine's gonna sound funny, but I was deep breathing to try to move my lymphatic system a little bit.
Okay.
So, the lymphatic. You went to the lymphatic
Yeah,
system.
man, I'm trying
What is that for the people? The people might not know what that is.
Now you got to tell
Can you
us about
explain
it.
that?
It's
Just the
about
surface.
cleansing your cells.
Yep.
Cleansing your body.
You need to drink kombucha.
Like
you know about kombucha?
it has alcohol in it, I believe.
No, it does not.
Someone told me that it has to, because someone said
It doesn't have kombucha.
I don't know who I was talking to, that they had to do the breathalyzer in the car. And it was like, when I just drank those, I was getting in trouble.
Yo, listen, last week I hosted
I've had one
the big Connecticut food event at Yale University.
Mm-hmm.
East Coast Kombucha was there.
Mm.
I've never drank kombucha before because I told him I felt like anybody who drank kombucha was kind of a jerk. I felt like this is just me being me, right? I'll just find any reason to hate somebody, right? Unfortunately, sometimes that's how I am.
Kombucha hater.
I'm a kombucha hater. I told that straight to the face of the owner, like, yo, whoever drinks kombucha is a jerk, yo. I don't know if I use that word. I probably call him a dick. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately. Sometimes I'm inappropriate, right? I'm telling this to the owner. But I drank the kombucha, and I don't want to say it was delicious, but it was a good drink. I'm actually gonna go. You guys always go out to the bar and different things.
Sometimes.
I would like to invite you to East Coast Kombucha. They have a brewery. It's a brewery.
Where is it?
It's in South.
Wait, there's no ABV in that? There's no alcohol?
No, it's no alcohol. But next door is a actual.
I'll be next door.
No, I want you to come to the kombucha place and get your gut right, because your gut is not right now.
Not gut meaning gut, my internal gut.
Your internal gut.
My gut's fine.
No, I want to get you some kombucha in there and get some of those.
You're talking about your micro.
Probiotics,
Your
microbes,
microbes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm talking about that. Yes.
That's what the kombucha does.
Let me look at the ingredients.
So we went from lymphatic to the micro to the kombucha.
I've been
we
pitching
turned this into a
kombucha.
health.
I've been pitching kombucha for a week now, just because I got a 6-pack of kombucha.
What did it do for you?
I didn't drink that much of it. I just.
So why are you in a bandwagon?
I just know.
He's like the same.
Yo,
He went from the hater to the promoter.
If I get on,
brought you by.
If I get on board with people, it's
Yeah,
like
all the
you
way.
know what happens with me, man. I'll make that place famous, man. I just want to invite all of you guys out. I'm gonna tell you a date. I'm gonna go out there. I just like to invite you to East Coast Kombucha,
Yeah,
man.
here comes support.
Thank you,
Yeah,
man.
absolutely.
So, what were you visualizing?
A lot of times, people get caught up trying to understand, look at what they're going to do in the next week.
Yeah.
So I was trying to break everything down and focus on the 1 or 2 things that will make everything else happen.
Okay.
That's why I like to do it like that, because like I said, you plan everything, a lot of moving pieces.
Yeah.
It can get you not focused on the right things, and then you kind of get flustered and you're not going the right way.
Yeah.
But so I kind of slowed down and I started to look at the things that I had to do within the next week to make everything else happen.
Mm-hmm. So this is.
Wait, can you move that so Nick can get in?
Oh yeah, this is deep because this is
deep
great
because.
You see him? Is that good enough? No, I'm out of it, but that's okay. So no, this is what you just said is, instead of just visualizing the big thing, visualize the steps to get to the big thing.
Not even just the steps, the key to it. Because there's steps.
So give me a very specific example.
All right.
Not necessarily when you were thinking, but give me something.
I can give it. So we have a lot going on with some distribution we're trying to get out with the project we're trying to do.
Right.
And there's a lot of moving pieces with who has to get what and who has to see what and what has to be in the documents and all that stuff. I was visualizing what I have to do with the person who introduced me to one of the people we have to approach, and how, if everything is correct with that person, then everything else will kind of fall into place.
Right.
Like I said, there's a lot of steps to it, and all these other steps can be done the right way. But if this one specific step isn't done the right way, everything can fall apart.
You got to focus in on that first thing before you get to the next thing.
Right.
And so sometimes people be trying to get to the next thing and they skip the step that is crucial to their success. They actually, so if you bumble this first meeting, all the other steps, it's almost like the dominoes going backwards, right? They falling, but it's not in the right direction.
Right.
Demetrius, you want to add something to that? I feel like you have something to say about that.
Hey, don't rush the process.
Yeah.
Trust it.
Trust the process. Yeah.
Take the steps. Take your time.
Yep.
Yeah. Don't rush it.
I love it. So the thing about visualization is when you start getting to that place when the things that you've thought about in your mind are actually becoming reality, right? You start seeing them slowly forming into something. And like you said, okay, now I got to prepare for this meeting. And the things that I say in this meeting are going to be the thing that takes me to the next step. And I think that one of the things that we all have to remember is that before you can get to the next step, you gotta really finish this one. You gotta hit a home run, because you don't want to hit a double on this meeting.
No, that's not
right. It's a home run.
Might as well stay home.
Right. And so like that's an interesting thing too, is that when when you're going into that first step of the visualization, it's a home run meeting. It's not a double meeting. It's not like if I could just get on base with this meeting, I'm good. No, I have to actually walk out of this meeting with a home run.
Everybody sits back when something doesn't work out and says, I don't understand what went wrong.
Right.
You had to be proactive and say, what needs to go right?
Yep.
And look at it like that.
Mm-hmm. And
if you look at it like that and everything goes right, everything's going to go right. You're not looking back and saying, why'd it go wrong?
Right. Does anybody else have anything on the periphery that they are feeling like, okay, I need to get a home run next week or over the next month to be able to push yourself to the next level, or where you're trying to go with your business or your relationship or anything like that?
A home run?
Where you need a home run in your next few interactions, you need to hit a home run. You need to get a solid hit for the team. No?
I can't think of something. All I think of, you mentioned that, I think of if, I'll say, like, if I want to learn something.
Yeah.
Right. So, like, I'll see something, maybe now or later, whatever. I'll see something. I'm like, if I figure this out, so
yeah,
stuff like that. I more so that way than anything else. Right?
I feel like I'm in a place right now where, like, I keep talking. Anybody else listen to me? I keep talking about how with my people we have one strong column, mm-hmm. and we need two more, mm-hmm. to really give us a firm foundation. And organizations go through phases, ups and downs and stuff like that. So we, at one point we had like 5 strong columns, and now, after coming out of COVID, all that stuff, we got one column.
Right.
And so it's like, how do I get me 2 more strong columns? And I'm trying to every day. Well, that's what I'm thinking. I don't know if it's a home run that I need, because it's not like I'm going to a meeting, I don't know, but it's like I need a home run idea. And the thing is that when you've been in business 19 years, it's not as easy to hit the home runs as it once was.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It seemed like before they were just throwing lobs at me, and I was just like, pop.
They didn't expect it.
Right.
Now they expect more of you, so they expect the idea to be better than.
My wife called me Uncle Ab the other day. She said, "You're the uncle of the game." I was like, I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that.
That's what Mark
calls. I call myself.
Mark calls people uncle.
Does he?
Yeah.
I didn't like it. I don't know if I like it. But it's like which I think you're right. It's like we're at a different phase of the game, and it's like, how do you level up at this phase? Mm-hmm. How do you get in the right position in this phase? So I think that's what I'm thinking about every day, trying to figure out the great idea.
How I look at it is, I always look at the, as you said, hitting the home run, and then I try to reverse engineer. So as we talked about, like we was on the health challenge. We were on a health challenge this year.
Yes.
And when we spoke about it, like there's going to be times where it's going to be like tough.
Mm-hmm. All the time for me.
Every
day. We're going to get Nick on it. You're going to get Nick on it.
Yeah, we got to get Nick on it.
We'll tell you about it right after he finishes.
So we talked about like the conditions is going to be like crazy sometime, like just expect it.
Right.
So I believe like there's small incremental steps that's going to lead to that actual home run.
Yep.
But the conditions are going to be bad, sort of like today.
Yeah.
I have a personal goal in terms of this mission that we're on for me personally.
What is your goal?
Share with us.
No, we're just gonna take this day by day.
Every day you just taking a clean slate.
Yes, every day.
Because right now, so everybody that's listening, we created the 156-day workout challenge.
Right.
So for the whole year, for 2024, what we're trying to do, and we welcome other people to join us, to at least work out 156 days this year.
Right.
Now, Demetrius currently
is not playing fair.
Yeah, he's high. He's exceeded. We're I don't know. I think I'm on day like 14 myself.
And I thought I had 18.
You're on 18. But Demetrius is on day
44.
44. So it's been 44 days in the year. Demetrius has done 44 days. And you know what? We are mad at him. Yes. Usually people say, but I'm not mad at him.
I am.
But we talk behind your back all the time. People call me and be like, yo, what's up with Demetrius? And I'll be like, yo, that's Demetrius. And so I just want to let you know.
And you know why I do that?
Why do you do that?
Because I want to make sure, because I got so much love for you brothers.
Yes.
I want you to make sure that you know if I'm on the team.
Yes.
You're gonna be able to count on me.
Some
people say that, right?
Yes.
But when it comes time for it,
right,
they can't actually show and prove. Right. Why? Because the steps and that procedure wasn't put in place for you to actually see them be able to do the work.
Right.
I want you guys to make sure you know that. Look, when it comes to D, you're gonna be able to count on me to get it done. So today, the conditions was bad.
It was bad.
And on my training session, I had to get in some miles.
Right.
So I got up 5 o'clock.
5 a.m. Yep.
I suited up. And I went out there and got some miles in the snow.
Was
it harder in the snow?
No.
Like sand.
You know, it actually felt pretty good because the pavement sometimes can be a little bit hard on your knees. Yeah. You know, to the unks out there and everything like that.
I don't run. No, but you know what? One of the things that I have done as it pertains to you, right? I see you, boom, Demetrius doing it up. But I realize I got to run my own race.
Yes.
So the 156-day challenge is not a competition.
Right.
We're not competing with each other. We're actually just saying that at least we're going to work out 3 days a week. We're trying to motivate each other.
Right.
And so one of the things I've really been trying to work on as a man is I don't get into the whole thing where if a man is doing something better than me, that I got to make him my adversary.
Right.
I just say, yo, Demetrius is doing something at a high level, and it's like, okay, but what can you do, Abdul?
Yes.
And so I keep telling myself that I got to get my days in so that I at least stay on pace for that 156 days.
And I think that's been a thief of a lot of joy. Just people comparing themselves to other. The only thing that I compare myself with is the person who I was last year.
Wow.
And I'm obsessed with just small incremental progress. So like a metaphor, like I seen the D from last year.
Right.
And I said sayonara to that D because I'm in such better shape. I'm in such a better mental focus. And I was good back then, but I'm focused to be great. So I'm on a whole different path. And I'm just in competition with small progress of who I was yesterday. That's it.
I love it. Right. So Nick, we love for you to join us. 100. You're a little behind.
44 days behind.
You're 44 days behind.
No. If you're trying to catch him, you're behind.
Don't worry about that. No, but you still have to get 156 days in.
Right.
So there's a lot of room. That means that you just, by losing a month and a half,
still 320.
I just got to make
you still got over 300 days.
You go for 1 week straight. Oof.
You got it, Nick.
Yes.
You got it.
Okay. And so, you know what? I'm gonna commit.
You should have just is there like a bell or something? Something should have went off. You about to
no,
commit.
I'm about to commit something. I'm about to commit.
Did you shave your beard up?
No, I did not. Oh, I didn't get a shape up. Yeah, I did. I didn't shave it up. Beard update is later in the show. I'm going to commit. I'm going to try to work out for the next 7 days. Now, I don't know what that means.
Yeah.
It may not be running 2 miles.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
30 minutes a day.
30 minutes.
And today I told him today counted because he's out.
I did the shoveling for an hour.
That's exercise.
Okay.
I work on it tonight.
So I'm gonna try it out. But I have certain days.
Right.
But check this out. So yesterday I went to dialysis, right? Mm-hmm. And when I go to dialysis, every time I go to dialysis, I start talking to the nurses. I talk to the nurses now. I used to, just in case people don't know,
that's an update,
I used to have a fight.
I know.
Yeah. I used to have an issue with the nurses. But I have one nurse that I talk to, and I tell her, like, damn, I don't want to be here. Mm-hmm. And I said to her, like, yo, I got to get out of dialysis. And she said, what you going to do about it? And I was like, yo, maybe this is a dream. Maybe I could just wake up from it, and I won't be in dialysis no more. And so she was like, yeah, go ahead and wake up. So she's like an older lady. She just, okay. So the doctor comes by, and for some reason I said to him, Doc, I would like to only come to dialysis 2 days a week. Mm. I just thought I would throw something out at him. Every now and then I throw something out at people, And he was like, well, let me look at your numbers. So he goes in the computer. Long story short, yo, I'm starting next week. I only got to go on Monday and Friday.
Nice.
That vacation.
Nice.
I changed my destiny. Now, if I don't keep my numbers, then I got to go back. But if I can keep my numbers, I just got back a day of my life.
The power of asking a question.
Yo,
just ask.
Just ask the question.
You don't know if you don't ask.
Yeah.
The doc put like 2 days a week, and he was like, yo, give it a shot. So, I'm going to try it out and see what happens. I'm very excited about it. Monday and Friday.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so that means I got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday open. I got Saturday, Sunday open. That's a lot of time. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. All right, so the topic tonight, I wanted to start off with what is on your mind. If there's anything in particular that just that's been going on in your mind that you want to start off the show with, anybody wants to take it, I want to just give that to you guys before we get started. I have another topic, but I feel like there might be something that is kind of floating in your mind that you want to share. So, anybody? Demetrius? So?
I had something that just came up today, right? With the snow and me going into work. I'm a production manager in the aerospace industry. Yeah. And what we noticed was everybody that's been working at the company for like...
Pause. What company you work at?
MPI, Metallurgical Processing.
Is Pursuit? You guys rival or something like that? Pursuit Aerospace?
We work with, we do a lot of work for Pursuit.
I do stuff with Pursuit.
Yeah, we do a lot of stuff with Pursuit. Yeah, all the time.
Just connected, man. Look at that. Yeah. Maybe you can do some work for them.
All right. But what we notice is that, everybody that's been working there for years, they ain't show up today. But we hired a few Haitian brothers. Okay. They came in.
They were ready to work.
They asked, can they come earlier?
Instead of coming later.
They said, can we beat the storm? Not come in late. Yeah. Not come in at all. They said, can we beat the storm? Right. And that goes to show, like, we have to, like, in the society that we're in today, we got to be able to teach our children how to be able to be consistent.
That's right.
Through the storm. And understand that we are in competition. There could be some people that lose their job. Yeah. To people that show up every single day. And I think this society is building a society that's just sort of like a weak type of culture in terms of that consistency. And we got to do a better job at that.
I agree. I want to shout out all of my people staff that came to work today. They had to get here for 6 o'clock this morning, right in the mix of the storm. That. You remember those days, right? And so I just want to shout out. I mean, maybe they're listening. I want to say I'm proud of them for getting there this morning. First shift, second shift, third shift. Everybody that had to work, thank you for doing it. But I agree with you. Maybe the people that's working there. So did you went in?
Of course, yeah.
You don't
After my run, yeah.
But it's like maybe people say, yo, I earned my time. So they like, I'm gonna use the system. I think as an employer, I think people are look at work in a very different way now than they used to. I think people say, yo, if I got time, I'm taking it.
Right. And too, what was interesting too that you say that. Yeah. The other people that showed up was the Vietnamese people. Who's been there for 30 years.
Well, Yeah.
Like one guy is like 60-something years old, can retire.
Right.
He still shows up.
Right.
Like no matter what. So there's a difference that's kind of going on between us growing up in this society versus people who come to this country in their different grind and mentality.
Completely different values.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else got anything on mind? That was a great point. Anybody else?
I mean, off of what he said, I mean, I say the same thing all the time. It's just people just don't have the same values.
Mm-hmm.
They don't understand showing up on time. People just show up late. They don't put in a full effort because they don't have to.
Right.
Whereas other people put it in so they can get ahead.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that's lacking, and it's hard to teach. You try and teach it to people, and they just don't understand it.
Right. You know, when both of you talk about that topic, for me, I immediately go to manhood. It's like the one thing I like about you is your values are displayed in your actions on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. Like you say, I texted you today, but I already knew you were coming because we had already talked about it. Right. It didn't even cross my mind really, but I just said, I'll give him a little extra text. Right. But it's like when you're a man, it's like your word has to mean something. Your word has to mean something. When you say when you are working a job, it is something to show up, right? Because when you say I show up on time, I leave on time. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I have to leave late, right? Because I am responsible. These are characteristics, right? And I think that in our society right now, a lot of what we've been showing, like what we see, is not always the characteristics of men the way we might have thought about it in the past. Absolutely. I think that now it's like they're trying to change the way we see men. Right. And so like we want it to be a little bit more easy. Mm-hmm. You know, you got men, they don't even go to work. They're living off of their girl. Yeah. They're like, I'm gonna let my girl do all, right? True. And so it's like I think that that's part of why we do this, right? Is like to have conversations like this and be able to say that, well, there are certain characteristics of manhood. There are certain things that men do that a certain type of man does that other type of men don't do. Right. And so, and as you're reaching for that level of manhood, this is what you have to do. This is where how you have to operate,
And your kids is watching.
Oh, they always watch.
I think they watching. So what? Yeah, you didn't answer, Nick. What's on your mind?
Well, that's what I was talking about. The kind of people. I mean, to bring it back, it's kind of like the old adage of what you do when people aren't watching.
Mm. Right.
Because one of the biggest difference I see is those people that say, I'm bored, I don't have anything to do, instead of looking for something to do when there's things to do.
Right.
And that's what you value, and that's your character.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, am I gonna find something to do? Am I gonna try and be and give value back to somebody who's paying me, or am I gonna sit here and wait until somebody tells me what to do?
Right.
And I think that's something that's been lost. And it's just hard. That type of thing is hard to teach.
It's funny. Like as we're talking about manhood, what was just started going through my mind just then. Well, I was just thinking about how I'm not like a handyman.
Right.
Like I'm not the kind of man where like it's not to say that I can't pick up a hammer and
like IKEA. You're not putting together.
But I'm not trying to. Like it's not like I'm not trying.
I can do it. I don't want to do it.
And but the thing is that my skill set is in things like I write poetry. Like I can write. Like I write. I'm creative. I think of ideas. Right. I feel like when you're talking about that meeting you were going to go to, you're preparing for a pitch. Like I'm a good pitch man. Mm-hmm. Like I go into places all the time. The other day I saw some guys from Webster Bank and I was like, yo, where the money at, baby? That was my pitch. And he was like, what money? And I'm like, well, you're the bank? Like, where's the money at, baby? You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like, when we think about manhood, I don't want to box us in. Right. I don't want to say that, men do this. But there are characteristics that we have to have across the board. Right. And I feel like it's very important. The 5 P's we talked about. Like, go ahead, give us the 5 P's again.
If I can remember.
Can you remember?
5 P's. 5 P's. Protect.
Yep.
Let me look up here.
I know provide was a
provide, Procreate.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Protect, provide, procreate. Pause. Pause.
We put pause. We added pause. Yeah.
Produce.
Yep.
That's one more.
While he's going through that,
produce, provide, protect, proactive, procreation.
Yeah.
Pause.
We need that. Yeah.
I'm always interested too around the brothers. Like, what do you see, like individually, like in other men that you respect? What are those qualities that they actually bring in that? Because a lot of guys don't actually get to hear that. Like, yo, you do this, that's like powerful. I got much respect for that.
Right. Hey, I could go around and tell. I don't know Nick as well, but I mean, one thing I respect just for him and Zoe right now. They have a project they're working on. They started the project.
Yep.
They're gonna finish the project. They like the project is at the end, and so I love seeing something go from start to finish. A lot of people start projects.
Yep.
They're like, I'm gonna have to go make a movie, and that movie never comes out because they don't do all of the steps. And so that's one of the things that I like. That I like. Just so the fact that you guys are working on a project, and the fact that, like you said, like you're not a technical guy. You need Zoe to be able to do what Zoe does, to be able to get your vision out there, right? So you have the idea, you write it up, Zoe makes the vision come true. So that collaboration, I love to see people collaborate.
Nice.
You know, Zoe, I think Zoe is a great guy. I wouldn't do the. Me and Zoe have done I don't know how many shows, commercials with our projects together, and I think that it's like I love when it's like somebody is like free, you know. So with me, I can call Zoe up and say, "Yo, Zoe, we should do 28 days of blah blah blah," and it's like, and he never is like, it would be very difficult to do that. No, he says, "Oh, we just bring everybody to the office. If you get them over there,
get it going.
We just make it happen." So I love people with the capability. He doesn't answer to anybody. He didn't have to say, "Let me go talk to my boss and see if I can make this happen."
Right.
No, he's the boss. And so if I can convince him, we're making some videos. You know, and so I really like that about him. I feel like you're like, if we were going to give you a moniker, you would be Mr. Consistency. You're one of the most consistent people I know. And like I said, like I always say, you know, I'm very big on people's words. I feel like you are the person that if anybody's going to keep their word, you're going to keep their word.
Appreciate it.
I feel like that's a big deal. So let's keep that going. Who's next?
I'll go next. All right. Well, just met Nick recently. Didn't like him at first because I didn't.
Look at that.
No, not didn't like him. Wow. Just didn't know because this is what I mean. No, I told him already. You know, someone always calls me like, "Hey." They call me like Abdul calls me. And I say yes to Abdul, but other people that's not like Abdul because I know we'll get why I like him. But so I don't know. I'm like, all right. But I went through all the steps, and he's been exactly who he said he was.
Yes.
So that's what I appreciate, that he could be exactly who he said he was. He said, "I'll do this." He'll do it.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about it not getting done.
Yep.
He's like always been a person on time. Like he understands little things that like certain people wouldn't understand. That mean. Yeah, he gets certain things that we had a discussion about. I don't even know how we'll just say it, like the docs cost a lot of money, right?
Right.
And we went way over budget. Well, not really, but my editing took way longer than we thought, so it cost way more. I didn't say anything because like you was like in my head, that's how I am. Is like I said I would do this. I'm not gonna be like, yo, it cost this much more. I told you I'll do it. We didn't realize it. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
Right. But he knows, and I know. But for example, we go somewhere and I'll have a beer. He'll have a beer for me already.
Right.
So he'll buy me a beer.
Right.
So in his mind, he knows that, damn, Zoe's taking a little. But he knows that.
Right.
And I know that you guys would know that too without me having to say anything.
Yeah.
And so you can find somebody that could kind of sympathize. Yeah. Because they understand instead of just like, he'll get over it.
Right.
That gives you a characteristic of the person too. Like, oh, he understands.
Right. Right.
All right. Well, Abdul,
yes,
he's always available for me. He's been available all the time. He's a man of his word.
Yeah.
I love how he loves his family. I love how they all love him. I love their just the whole family dynamic. All of them, they're all cool. They're all together. I just love that dynamic of it. What else? You, like you said, you're very consistent, man. I can never say you've been exactly who you said you. I like that too, and I just like him. Most of this common theme. Most people I'm around are exactly who they say they are. They don't. I don't have to worry about them. I don't have to. don't have to worry about calling me and saying, "Yo, your friend was bugging out." They said about you, I'm like, what?
It would be surprising,
like,
right?
Yeah, it'd be surprising. So I'm not surprised. I'm surprised about the if anything that goes awry with anything else like success. I'm not surprised. But if something was to go bad, I'll be surprised.
Right.
So you getting these problems you're talking about, I'm not surprised at that. I'm surprised if you lose everything because you have a gambling problem. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I just like people being consistent with who they are. And I try to connect myself with the same people because I like to be that way. Like if I say I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. If I can't, I'm gonna tell you. Like I can't do it for these reasons.
Right.
Got you.
Right. I love it.
So I'll go. Yeah. Abdul, one of the things that I appreciate is what I see is the growth in you as a father.
Nice.
Yeah. One of the things that I take from that is we've had some conversations where you talked about just adjusting the way how you communicate with the kids and everything like that.
Right.
So the kids will actually feel and more comfortable and want to actually come back home.
Right.
And that means a lot to me, and that's helped me as a father. So I'm enjoying seeing the growth of you. Becoming more of a improved father and us building our brotherhood even more. So that means a lot. I don't know Nick, but maybe I'll learn more about him soon. Lonzo, one of the things that I'm impressed by is there's a lot of things that Lonzo does in terms of helping people and inside of the community that I know he doesn't even take any money for. And that is like, to me, that's one of the most commendable things. Like, and I've said this before, but Lonzo, if he could just make money like a big project or whatever, he would want to do more things in the community for people that he know that needs it. And he's been consistent as well. We got our watches matched up, and I'm seeing his workouts go off every morning. So it's been a consistent thing too. And I respect too his roots, his African knowledge of things too as well. So I appreciate that.
Yeah. Nick, you want to give a shout out to Alonzo?
Why you talking about me, man?
I mean, a lot of what I've always tried to do is get the right people around me.
Right.
And you learn that people are people.
Right.
And then you meet somebody who you can build with and grow with, and it opens up all the doors. The biggest thing for me with him was he motivated me and supported me. 2 years ago, May 2 years ago, we were in the Bronx, New York, outside of Gaucho's gym. And we were there to meet two people. Both of them blew us off. And so I'm like, come on, really?
I was like, here we go. I knew this was going to happen.
Yeah.
But and in my, two thoughts are going off. It's, they blew us off. But then I'm like, I wasted his time.
Right.
Like, but he was like, that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And then he said, 2 years, you're going to look back on this, and you're going to look back on the people that blew us off and laugh.
Right.
A year after that, we're down in Florida sitting with Dame Dash.
Nice.
So it's like, okay, like,
it's moving.
A year later, a couple months from now, everything's complete and we're done.
Right.
And that outlook, that support got me there. Like, I couldn't have got that. I would have been like, forget it, I'm done.
Right.
So that's the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's all consistency too, because it didn't fall off. It didn't get, it gets hard, it gets drawn out. No. It's consistency.
Yeah.
And I think that's the most important thing with anybody and how they act and consistent.
Right. Right.
Be who you are, Everything you talk about, you're consistent in it.
I try to be.
Right? And you can learn, and then I can build on it by understanding what you're saying, understanding and learning from it, and then it's almost like steps.
Right.
And 44 days, I can't argue.
Yeah.
Speaking of consistency, when you say people show you who they are, they're very consistent. They also show you that they're not. And we have a tendency to hold on to people because they're our friends.
Right.
Even though you know they're inconsistent.
Right. Well, you accept, like somebody that's been your friend for a long time, you might accept, okay, I know, just like I might say, I know Demetrius is going to do this. I know this other dude is not. Right. And I give him a pass because I say, well, he's been around. I'll give him a pass. But when I deal with him, I'm dealing with him in that state. Right? It's almost like I'm saying...
you got to send him text messages.
Right. I know I got to call and give him a text. I got to do certain things. And I'm kind of like kind of like coddling him a little bit, right? And so we'll accept that for certain people. But I think that when we think about like I feel like we're like every day, all of us, we're watching people in our community. We're watching people like, we look at the celebrities, but I'm talking about when we really look at the people around here.
Right.
And I think this is a message I want people that are listening to know that everybody's watching you. Everybody's checking out how you get down. And so whether you think that you're making progress or not, every time you're out there, every time you post something on social media, every time you're out there with your family, people are checking you out.
Yeah.
And so when you don't consistently, and then I think the word that we all use was consistent, right? And so it's like when you don't consistently be that person that people have been watching.
Yeah, people see your inconsistency even though you think they don't. It's like I remember. Yeah. It's like we were talking about in the car, so I'm like, certain people, I know them. And I knew they didn't go to the gym today.
Yeah,
right? They'll take a picture and post it.
Right,
So like those type of people, I don't want to. Yeah. I don't say I don't like them. I just don't like to be around those people because that's so small for you to do that. Right. What would you do if it really? You know what I'm saying? Like there's no need.
And I love it too because we all have wives as well. Like my wife, she don't play. If I'm saying something that I'm not,
right.
She'll let you know. She'll let you know. So if I'm on day 40 and I'm like, it's 10:30. I don't know if I'm gonna make it, and I'm like, nah. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and get up and get this workout in.
Get it.
And she's like, and one of the things that mean a lot to me is she's told me this, and I don't even think I expressed this to her before. But one day I had something that I want to accomplish, and she mentioned, she's like, "You're the most disciplined person I know."
Right.
And that was like Optimus Prime, like put in my back. I'm like, yes, let's go, let's get it done.
But it's like when you're known for something, it's hard to come off of that.
Yeah.
So it's like, I for years, right? Dream chase number one, blah 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 blah, right? And so when I try to come and tell you like, hey man, I'm not feeling so happy, nobody wants to hear that, right?
Right.
Because consistently, I've been. Yo, this is some motivation for you. This is what I'm doing. This is how I'm living. Yeah. And people want you to continue to be the person you say you are. And so when you're being disciplined, and the person is closest to you, right, it's your wife.
Right.
And so the fact that she's watching, that's probably the most important thing out of all, even everybody else anyway. So
you also never know who's looking up to you.
Right.
That's the other thing.
That's true.
I mean, you could have people looking up to you and you have no clue, and then you become inconsistent. You let them down and you don't even know it.
Right.
You know, it's people that watch you every day, like you said.
Quentin said it the other day. Last episode, he used to watch us.
Right.
And now he has his podcast. He used to watch me edit at the job, and now he has his whole podcast, the whole thing, because he watched us. Wow. And we're like, oh.
One of my fears is that somebody meets me on a day when I'm not at my best. You meet somebody out
and you go watch Jordan. He only scored 10 or something, right?
No, I'm talking about personality, not just not like I go out and give a bad speech. That could happen, right? But I'm talking about me, Abdul. You meet me and I'm busy. I'm doing something, and so my mind is preoccupied, and I kind of blow somebody off. And now this is, they might have been like you said, they might be looking up. And then this is their experience with me. I always want to be like in my best self when I meet people, because I always think that I would hate for them to catch me, and I'm not, and I'm saying it that there is a possibility, I think, that I could be not my best self, you know? Right. And so it's just being able to,
because you're human.
I'm human, right?
You were kind of with that guy with the kabuchi. What did you call it? Did you just say that's?
I didn't. No.
That's kind of a bad self.
He redeemed himself because he's getting all.
I've been selling it.
Yeah. He bought a bunch. Now they're cool.
Yo, I'm going down there. I'm inviting people. I'm bringing like 10 people.
He's like, we met, man. He called me. We're best friends now.
It's the start of a Ponzi scheme now. We gotta get the
we gotta get the kombucha. I've been thinking about investing in it. I don't know. It's East Coast kombucha, man.
I got a question though. How do you, as we talk about like being human, and you fall off sometime, or you may not feel like that man at that moment, because there's a lot of brothers and men that's listening to this now,
right?
And they're like, really, like, how do I get out of that rut?
Yeah.
That's the people that are around you, though.
Yeah.
No, the rut is so like there's two versions of me that if look, so this weekend, right? I'm going to go hang out with some of my friends from college. Mm-hmm. And I would say that when I'm with my friends from college, mm-hmm. I'm not the same Abdul-Rahmaan I Muhammad that's walking around in Hartford every day.
I heard.
And if you catch,
he's totally different,
right? So now you catch me with these dudes, and now it's like, holy crap! Holy crap!
Is this the dream chase?
All that's out the window, right? And so like that's what I'm saying. Like it's not that I'm being fake. It's just that what they do is they pull me back to a younger version of myself, and I know that it's like 2 days, 3 days. And then it's like, all right, I'm back. I got to get back focused on whatever. Right. And so but I think the other part is that when I walk out the door every day, mm-hmm. I'm consciously thinking about, like, I'm very conscious of everything, like, right? Of the way I look. I'm like, so mm-hmm. when I'm getting dressed partly because of the game. Right. I always tell people, like, I'm playing the game. Right. From the minute I walk out the door, mm-hmm. because I judge people like a young man will come up to me. I shake their hand. Mm-hmm. That handshake right now, we ain't saying no words. Yep. I'm making a judgment. Mm-hmm. You give me the weak little. Right. I already said, well, this dude can't work here. Mm-hmm. You can't work with me. Right. And if it's a young man that he's not looking for a job or something, right. I'm gonna tell him, hey man, when you give a handshake, you gotta come on, let's do that right. You know? Right. And so I'm always playing the game. Mm. And so, but the thing is that there's a clock on every game. Yes. Mm-hmm. At a certain point of the day, I have to take off the game. Right. And mm-hmm. if you catch me out of the game, mm-hmm. when I'm off my game, right. well, I might say something crazy. I might do something that's a little bit out of. And so what my goal is that when I'm outside of my home, mm-hmm. I'm always on my game. And so what I would say to somebody out there is that but this is intentionality. Mm. When I go out into the community, I represent my people. Right. I represent the Muhammad family. I represent the Manhood tree. I represent dream chasing. I represent all the things that I created. Right. I'm a Muslim. All of these things are a part of my. I have to be on my game. Right. Right. And I have to be cognizant of that because people are always. I don't want to disappoint anybody. I don't want to disappoint my parents. I don't want, because I think about that stuff all the time. Because I feel like there are people who are like rooting for me they have expectations of me, and you don't want to have to be under everybody's expectations, but that's the game. That's how it is.
Plus, there's also that you could do a million things right, but the one thing you do wrong, they use it.
That's the one thing they're going to catch.
With it and well, it's not you, but if you do something wrong, right? Or something that people don't expect, they're gonna cancel out all the good stuff you've done.
It's a lot of pressure, right? I think there is pressure, but I don't know if it's the kind of I don't feel like it's the pressure where it's gonna bust me. I feel like I'm built for it. Like right. I feel like you're built for it.
That's what you want.
It's what you want.
But that's
it's where I want to be.
Right? Huh? It's what's made you.
Yeah, because the pressure makes right. Right. Pressure makes it makes diamonds, mm-hmm. and so to me it's kind of like man, it's like that. But when we go back to talk about manhood, to me it's like that's the part that a lot of people are running from. Right. The pressure. They're running from the pressure. Right. They're running from the consistency. Yeah. They're running from the discipline. Mm-hmm. They're running from the fact that this is a game and you have to play it. Like you can't expect you're not just gonna get all aces. Right. Sometimes you're gonna get a bad hand. Yeah. And what can you do with this bad? And so like I don't feel like we talk enough about like all of this kind of stuff, right? Like it's a and the thing is that you have to do it every single day. Right.
All right. So going back to his point, because people do, and then it gets hard. You said right.
It does get hard.
How do you get that back? How do you get that back? What was the answer?
When it gets hard?
Yeah. Like so, how do you find? Like you were saying before, like when you get down,
because they stuck right now. They down. They checking out.
Like I was doing it because most people fell because they stopped. That's the only reason why people mostly fell because they just stopped doing it. Yeah. So when they stop, like when you want to stop, right? Yeah. Like what do you do to make you not stop? Like when you're feeling down, you know what I'm saying? Like what do you do to yourself to make you not stop?
This is the thing. For me, and you guys can tell your. Mm-hmm. I couldn't imagine going back to the start. Like, because if you stop, there's a possibility you lose where you're going, right? I'm going somewhere. I've been on a path. This is my path. So if I stop doing all the things I was doing, well, what else is there? You can't stay in the same place. Right. You got to go. You start going backwards. And so I don't want to go back. I only want to go forward. I actually live my life. Keep moving forward, right? This is something I believe. So I'm trying to go to see what's going to take me to the end.
What motivates you to do all that? You know what I mean? Like what? Like
it's a good question.
Well, I'm trying to get to the point. Like for me personally, because I was trying to get the same kind of answer I'll give. Like, right. What motivates me when I stink suck, I don't know what to do. Right. I'll just watch a bunch of old work, all my work. Just keep watching my videos. Then I'll see something we've done. Right. And I'm like, man, that was kind of, no one's seen this. You know, stuff like that. Like, yep. Then I'll get excited and like, I am good, or I am this, or even though it's the affirmation thing, but if I could see it and it looks good, the video, and we've done some things, and it makes me feel better about myself, like I am good at this or whatever. And
Think about this. Imagine having an idea. Mm-hmm. It's just an idea. It's just like, oh, I'm gonna this thing all of a sudden it hits you like a spark. Boom. Now we've all had an idea, right? So now, like, and let's use the manhood tree as the idea. Mm-hmm. The manhood tree was just, I'm gonna do the manhood tree. I'm gonna do something with it. I'll give you a better one. So you were in the room when this happened. Ice Cream for a Dream. Remember we were in the room and we were just like, yo, I want to do something. I was like, I want to do something with the kids. I'm gonna go out.
On tape.
It's on tape, right? I want to be a legend. And I was like, right?
Videotape. I'm like, yeah, what are you talking?
Yeah. We're gonna go out in the community. I'm gonna get a truck. I'm gonna give them ice cream. And we're gonna.
I know it would work because 2 minutes after he said that, he started crying.
I was getting so inspired about it.
Like, he started crying. He's like, I don't know. Don't put it on. Yeah. I was like, yo, what's going on?
Yo.
And then we did it.
Then we did it, right? Yeah. We did the first Ice Cream for a Dream. And it was only supposed to be one day. Ooh. We're just going to do it one time. Right. He was going to videotape it.
The whole trip. We did like 4 or 5 parks.
10 years later. Wow. We've given out 1 million ice creams. Mm. Nobody knows that, right? No. I think I went overboard. 100,000. We gave out 10,000 ice creams a year. 10,000 ice creams a year, right? It went from me to, I was able to take something that was just a little idea, pass it over to Matt. Mm-hmm. Matt, he does a whole new thing. He has his dream days in the school he does, right? Yo, that is what it's all about. When you could take something that is it's just something I wrote on a piece of paper, right? And now it's a ice cream truck, it's a logo, it's a this, it's a that.
So you got to the point. So do you look at those things and it inspires you to do more? Is that how you get?
Right now, I'm in the manhood tree. I'm in that. Like that's this is the thing that excites me every day. Like I want to come on. Like I'm waiting for the podcast. I could do another day on the podcast. You want to do another day? I love to talk. I love to talk to you guys. Right. I love doing the fatherhood monologue. Yo, my groups. I got the groups in prison.
You're gonna get Nick in the next group.
Yeah, okay. The groups I got in prison right now. Mm-hmm.
Those he talking to, you told you they're all 25 plus.
Oh, wow. Yeah, these groups are killing it, right? I'd be so excited about these things, right? I'm in the manhood tree right now. The thing is that there's a clock on the manhood tree. One day I'm gonna wake up, and I'm gonna be like, yo, manhood tree. Somebody else needs to do the manhood tree. I'm gonna pass it on. Yeah. Right? And I'm gonna get another idea. Right. I'm always like there's a million ideas. Yeah. You know, if you knew how many ideas that I have.
The wrong question to ask him.
Yeah. Because
what do you do when you can't think? He's like, I got 1 million of them.
I got it's true.
You got 35.
No, I want you to go. I
know. I did. That's it. That was just mine. I just watched my old stuff.
Just watch your old stuff.
All my stuff that we've done together. Like I watched stuff. Whatever I've done, whatever I watched, the monologues, and I'm like, man.
I got a new idea right now that's about to come out.
We got an idea for March. We got to get started for March. We're doing for the Women's Month.
Black women.
You come and tell us how a black woman in your life, mother, helped you. It's like a minute.
Perfect.
We're gonna do it for the whole month. We're gonna take over their month.
Women's History Month.
Nice. No, that's gonna be fire.
All right. So
how do you guys? So when you get down, right? When it's like,
what do you do?
Like depressed. We use the word. Everyone knows what that word is, right? We use the word depressed.
Let's use sad
or sad.
Yeah,
synonym. Oh, by the way, your wife said she said godfather, not uncle. But anyway.
I saw that. No, I saw that. I like that better actually.
I love it because she just corrects. She's like, nah, I ain't say that. She just corrects you.
I don't know why she's on the
Uncle's a lot funnier, but
yeah. My wife is always on my back.
I think you just got to look for small wins to get you back on track.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes it can be something small and minuscule, but to get you back on track and make you feel like, I mean, kind of like you where you're watching and stuff and that you know you can do it. And it kind of motivates you to no matter what, you're going to get it done. And it can lead to bigger things. I mean, it can just be the smallest thing. But getting yourself that win and knowing, I can do this. Yeah, I can, it could, I mean, I go back to, I injured my knee. And
going to 60 seconds, as we call it.
Yeah,
let's
not get in the house. Let's not. We don't have to get in the house. Let's not. Not how. The point is that I injured my knee.
Yeah,
had to have surgery.
Wow.
And they couldn't get type of surgery I had. Your quad muscle gets shut down, and it has to get turned back on.
Yeah,
it sounds weird, but and so they were jumping it and giving it therapy.
Oh wow.
And I mean, I couldn't lift my leg at all.
Mm-hmm.
And then I started lifting it, and I'm talking about a quarter of an inch off the ground.
Right.
And you look now, like, what's a quarter of an inch?
It's not that much.
And now all of a sudden I'm walking again, and I'm almost back to that. But it's just the little wins that you lifted a quarter of an inch.
Right.
Then in 3 days later, you're lifting a third of an inch, and then half an inch, and then an inch. And then you're laying down, and you can get it all the way up, and you're getting your muscles back.
Right.
And that thought process, and a lot of people get caught up in the speed of things and worried about what other people are doing and worried about everything going on. If you can slow yourself down and look at everything like that and just get the little wins, I mean, you go from not being able to lift your leg to running in 6 months.
That's right.
When I wasn't supposed to walk in a year. So, I mean, like I said, just looking for little wins and not worrying about how little they are.
Right. Yeah, I like it.
What I look at is that I always anticipate me not feeling my best all the time. And I think sometimes as we're on this road, I'm on the road to be the best version of myself. And I anticipate there's going to be days where I'm not going to feel the best. I'm not going to feel the most confident.
Right.
And I think a lot of times people are on this road and they don't expect not to feel great.
Right.
And I think that's when they quit.
Yeah.
They just quit and say, you know what? I really didn't expect this feeling.
They get hit out of nowhere.
I didn't expect to get told no. Or I'm not going to be able to get this job, this opportunity, or this goal is not going to happen for me. I think they really expect them to just say, I'm going to do it. And it's going to be done.
It's all wins.
It's all wins. I'm going to get to a 700, 800 credit score, and I'm just going to put this in place, and it's just going to happen.
Yeah. And
that's just not how it works.
Yeah.
So for me, I anticipate that is going to happen. So when it comes, I'm more prepared for that. But also, too, I think it's never just one thing. I think therapy is a huge thing as well. I think a lot of us men need to go to therapy.
I agree.
And have a therapist because, listen, those walls are going to hit.
Yes.
It's going to come, and our brothers are not prepared.
Right. By the way, I am not taking any new clients, by the way. Just in case people think for some reason I'm going to do therapy with you. I'm not.
But people are not expecting it, and they need to have a team of people. They need to have a therapist. They need to have a group of brothers and a group of people that they can rely on as a support group.
Yes.
They need to have whoever your partner is. They need to be able to see that. But also, too, I feel like men, we don't love ourselves.
Talk about that.
We don't take care of ourselves. We're so encompassed of doing something for somebody else that when you truly start to value yourself, do stuff for yourself, you won't actually put up with a lot of stuff that people bring towards you.
Right.
And one of the things, even today, my the lady at the job, she brought in a bunch of cookies and stuff like that. And I told her, like, I've worked too hard.
You don't eat cookies?
Like,
I don't eat no processed food, man.
Oh,
Come
man.
on,
yeah. So
What kind of cookies?
So I've worked too hard on myself right now to be in the position that I am.
Yep.
That I'm not going to sabotage it with eating something like that right now.
Right.
Because that's the investment that you've been putting into yourself.
Yes.
So I think it becomes like a compass of a group of things that you have to have around you to be able to keep you motivated. But it first comes from self.
Last week, when I was doing that Connecticut food event, they had these cookies that were like this big. And I was so mad that I forgot to get 2 of them before I left. Because I would have definitely ate them cookies. I would have ate them cookies, man. I love cookies. Your cookies were this big. They had them double chocolate drink. Oh, man. I was like thinking about that cookie all the way home.
The soft joints?
Yeah, the soft joints. I'm trying to remember the name of the restaurant. I told Zoe about the bread. He's not eating bread right now.
Okay.
They had some bread out. You know how sometimes they just have some bread out? Some white people have some bread out. You know about that. So they had some bread.
With the oil.
So they had that. I put a little, it was warm. Oh, man. I was in there just eating that thing out, boy. But what I was going to say is that one of the things that we also got to point out is that failure sometimes, or the idea of failure, the possibility of failure, is a part of the process. It's like you don't always just go up. Sometimes those down moments are the moments where you learn something that actually give you that next boost.
Anticipate it.
It's coming. It's coming.
It's how you view failure.
It's how you view failure, right? Instead of when I don't know if failure is the right word, because it's just a down moment. It's not like because you're not out of it. It's like you're still in. Failure means it's over.
Right.
It's like it's a down moment when things aren't going your way, and it's almost like this is the test. And then it's like, okay, let me figure out. You have to figure your way out of this, and then usually when you go from the down moment, you usually go up higher than you were before, because that's how it goes. You have to go down to go back up. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Failure is the right word, because some people do view it as failure. Some people be like, I failed, I'm done.
And they stay down.
Yeah. Yes. But they view it as that. Okay. So I say it's how you view it.
I agree.
Because
I don't think of it that way, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But not everybody does.
Yeah.
So when you think of it as a tool to learn, as a tool to get better, as okay, it didn't go well. How can I take this and make the next time better, or whatever, the next one better?
Right.
But people feel they fail, and then it's like, oh well, I'm done. I give up. And it's and then you don't even look back and see how far you've come and see what you've accomplished.
Right.
One little misstep, and I failed, and I'm done, and it makes people give up. But that's because they view failure as the end of the road.
Yeah.
But all it really is an opportunity for you to get better. Like you said, go down before you go up.
Take off like a rocket ship.
I mean, sometimes I'm not even afraid to fail, because I'm like, okay, I fail, I'll get something out of it, and then the next one I won't fail that way. Right. So
we call it bingo bango. It's like there's this game. It's like you're just throwing it at the wall. So I'm just gonna throw. My whole thing is like, how many things can I throw at the wall, and what's gonna hit? If something hit, I'm good money. Right. All the ones that didn't hit, we just won't talk about that no more.
Right.
Nobody cares about that. It's like, my T-shirt brand, my hat brand, all that. That's just,
I need my shirt too.
Yeah,
you have it?
It's in my car. Yeah,
it's been like 10 times.
It's your chance. It's your chance. All right. So I want to switch. You know what? I feel like I had another topic, but I'm not going to bring it up. I want to ask you, as we're getting towards the wrap up tonight, what is your goal? What is a goal you have for 2024 that you need some help with?
I'll start real quick. I got a new ad agency up, right? So
okay.
Your production.
Ready. Ready. Look at that.
All right.
Got in it. Yeah.
Trying to get all the other guys from any video entertainment over to this one. And we're going to start it with something we're going to talk about a little later. With your wife just chimed in.
Okay.
March is not Women's Month. Hey, all right, whatever. So we didn't know. Leave it to us. We don't know nothing about. We didn't know it was Women's Month. It's shocking. But so we're going to make March. Hey, March at MM. I mean, March is going to be Men's Month for us. Right?
Okay. We're taking over.
We're going to do those. But part of the unveiling of needing help the new page.
Yes.
So I'm like,
get to the page.
I'm gonna do the shows like we did before. Mm-hmm. But now I understand it now.
What show? What show are we doing?
Well, this is the start of the show. Right?
This is the show. You're gonna put this on
every day in March. We're gonna have a man come on.
Oh yeah.
Right. So that's when it starts. So only way they can watch it, they'll see it on the new page.
Right. You gotta like it.
Right. So I'll get them like we used to do the closet chats and all that, but I didn't understand it back then.
Right.
5-10 years ago.
I feel like we should come back out with another food show.
We should. I need some.
This is the time.
We're gonna do it.
Maybe it's a cookie show.
I'm not eating.
Oh, come on. I'll eat.
You're not eating?
No, it's a story about last time we had the cooking show and Abdul had to eat everything. If you watch some of the shows, some of the stuff they were cooking, you'd be like, yo, this dude about to eat deer. They got off Deerfield Avenue. It was still round. I'm like, yo, I'm not eating that. Abdul was like, whoa. I was like, yo, it's been in the oven 20 minutes.
Yeah. They tried to kill me on many episodes.
I was like, all right,
I was all in on these joints.
And we had Closet Chef and Eating Talk.
Yeah, Eating Talk.
So it was 2 eating shows.
We would go to somebody's house.
Yeah. We had 16-year-old kids.
No, I don't want to do that show. I want to do shows where we do it with like a restaurant. I don't want to do
like 15-year-old kids that went to Bloomfield High had anger problems making empanadas and stuff. I was like, yeah, what's going on? It's like
hilarious.
I just filmed it all. It was great.
All right, so Zoe's trying to get people to go to the Any Video production and agency page.
Yeah, with
like it on Facebook so that you can get the new videos that are going to be coming out, all of his different projects, all the different things that are going on. Nick, what do you got? What do you need help with?
We got our project almost done.
What you want to talk about it a little bit?
Talk about it a little bit.
Yeah, I can. So we did a documentary on a kid from New York, late 80s, early 90s, named Carlton Hines.
Yeah. Duncan Hines.
Duncan Hines.
Yeah.
Was supposed to be the next great player. Was supposed to go to Syracuse. Jim Boeheim, in fact, at one point said he was going to be the best player to ever play there. Wow. Ended up making some of the wrong choices. Mm-hmm. Tried to get his life back together, but lost his life before those choices, or before everything came full circle.
Yeah.
So, like I said, we did the documentary. We interviewed a whole bunch of great talent, NBA players, coaches, hip-hop artists. We just pretty much wrapped it up. We're at the end, trying to get it out in distribution. Mm-hmm. So I need help from a lot of people. You know, I need help just to get it out there and get it picked up, and you know, kind of everybody we're working with, you know, to do their part, and I'm gonna do my part.
Yep.
And just it's the support at the end of the day.
Nick, I want you to make a promise that when you guys get your distribution deal, that you come back and talk about it, because I think that would be dope, right? Because
we've been trying for so long. I'm not funny. The funny you say that.
Yes.
I'm not even paying attention to that part. I was like, yeah, just go do it.
Let him do it.
We used to try to do it, so I'm like, I make a lot enough stuff. Right. Just you do it. And if you do it, now I'll go, hey, I got all those others. Because right now I'm like, just do it.
So we're gonna have you come back on the show because right now it's like this is the right before.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And so something's gonna happen this year.
Right.
Mm-hmm. One way or another, something's going to happen, right? It's a Kobe year. What do you got to lose? And so when you get that distribution deal, we got to have you come back, because we want people to hear about a success. We want to hear that y'all did the project, because you basically believed in yourself. You did the project. Now let's get some other people to believe in the project and get the project to the next level. So, and then when you guys hear about this documentary, we need your support. Everybody is watching. Anybody that's going to watch it at a later date, we need your support, because Nick is right here. Zoe's right here. They right here. A lot of times we're like, we don't know anybody from Connecticut that's doing anything. Well,
it's not even that. Learn from it. You know
Learn
what I mean?
From it.
I mean,
make your own doc.
Not even that. Learn from the lessons in it.
Yep.
I mean, is it entertaining? Of course.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, we tried to at least put some things in there people could learn from.
Right.
So learn from it and have an open mind watching it. I mean, one of the things I looked at when we did it was, you're not going to listen to your mom, especially with kids. You're not going to listen to your mom, your dad, your coach.
Right.
Well, listen to this kid who had everything, who was probably better than anybody you know, and look what happened to him.
That's right.
So, it's kind of trying to speak to people without directly speaking to them.
Right. You might have to show that to some high school students and stuff like that.
It's the hoop dreams. of this generation.
All right, gotta get it out.
That's what somebody said.
That's
what somebody said.
He said that.
That's what he's like.
Oh, wow.
This is the Carlton Hines. This is the who dreams of this generation.
Cal Griffin.
But it's important. We gotta support. We gotta support this, man, because I always say, when celebrities or something like that come to your city, we throw out the red carpet. Oh, we got people right here with amazing talent.
I hope they do a red carpet. I got a tuxedo ready to go.
Throw that out there.
You do it? We got a tuxedo. Are we wearing tuxedos?
Okay, they figured out we got to do premiere. It's gonna be
absolutely.
Will there be a tuxedo?
Let's do it.
I have a tuxedo.
I want to have it once you get. I want to try to get the whole. Cause remember, I used to play the ones at the stadium. They give that to me again. We're gonna try to
do it big. Do it big.
Stadium, man. Whatever you gotta do. Whatever you gotta do. All right, Demetrius, what do you need support with?
Reading has meant a lot to me.
Yep.
Reading has changed my life.
Wow.
So if I have a book club,
yes,
Revolution of the Mind,
yes,
book club,
do. Yes,
and I would like people to just go to the book club and we read one book a month together. And if it's a book in there that you see, we have the list already for the whole year. If there's a book that you resonate with, hey, just read it with us, and but. Overall, I just want you to read. You could join the book club and not read the books, but I just want people to be able to read. It's been instrumental in changing my life.
Demetrius, so I'm a member of the book club.
Yes.
But I never read any of the books.
Right.
However, I'm reading this.
You are.
I'm on my third book of the year already.
Absolutely.
And so I think that maybe I'll join you guys one month.
Okay. All right.
A lot of times I don't get involved in stuff because of pressure. Like I'll be like, man, they're not gonna read this book, and then right?
The pressure.
No, I'll be like,
we need you to step up to the pressure.
I'm gonna join the group.
Step up to the pressure.
I can see all this stuff coming up, and I'm like, not reading that book. But no, I agree with you. I've been reading books more focused on my profession,
right?
And then also I like to read books about business and stuff like that. I'm actually planning on reading. I'm really interested in reading a book about the Moors.
Yes, we're reading a book about the Moors.
Are you?
What we are reading?
Yeah.
What month is that?
I posted it in there. The history of the Moors.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might get on it because I was really thinking about that. And so I feel like reading opens up a window into the worlds that you don't necessarily get to see.
Right.
You learn some stuff that you might not know.
Yeah.
And so I've been taking it more seriously, just like like I said, I don't necessarily read what you guys are reading, but I used to be an avid reader, but I used to read a lot of fiction. Right? Fiction. Yeah. And so I used to read a lot of fiction. I really like James Patterson books, but now I'm reading more nonfiction just to get, so.
And the book we're reading this month is on relationships, love.
Okay.
And, one of the things that was impactful, what it's talked about was we're in a marriage or we get in relationships, right? Mm-hmm. And we actually don't learn how to communicate. And we don't go to therapy until it's actually sometimes too late.
It's too late, yeah.
And we that be the last resort back when the fire is up, it's turned up. We really not trying to listen to each other.
Right.
And we're waiting to the last resort. So this book is teaching us how do we open up those portals of communication between both the spouses.
I love it. All right. Let's move on to my beard update. Zoe mentioned I did get a shape up. I was wooling out for the last couple of weeks, but I had to go see my barber. I had to pay for the presidential shape up. I don't know if your barbershops have that.
You told me about that. It's a little extra money there.
Yeah, it costs extra money to get a shape up.
Just skip everybody in line, basically.
It was a Saturday, too. And so I went in there on the Saturday. It was like
skip everybody.
10 people in the barbershop. And I was like, presidential!
He's like, get out the chair. Kick the dude out the chair. He's like, you're up.
And then I was up next. And so yeah, my beard is looking great right now. It's coming along. I'm really feeling pretty good by May.
He's trying to get that.
By May, I'll be back in full fledged. So just stay tuned.
Wait, how's your beard, Nick? Nick can get a serious beard too. If he start now, he'd win. Next week he'd be
I'm always up for people to grow their beards out. As we see, Zoe hasn't done anything with his beard.
Shaved it off. It's growing too fast. Demetrius, you can get a beard?
No.
No,
this is it.
It might be light-skinned.
Yeah, I'm about to say that.
It might be. It might be.
It's all good, brother.
Yeah,
It's all good.
It's all right. We'll light them more.
You can't have everything. Can't have everything.
Not everybody needs a beard. All right, we have a men's health event on February 24th. I would like to invite you all to this men's health event. It's going to be a number of screenings. We're going to have high blood pressure screening, oral health screening, PSA testing. We're going to have a panel of doctors. It's going to be right over at 260 Ashley Street, right around the corner, over right next door to the Urban League. And we're just trying to. This is the event where I said I'm going to invite everybody I know out. So my goal is to get, at least 100 men in there for that first event of the year. We're going to do other events, but this is the one that I need you to be at because this is the one I'm putting my name on the front door.
Right.
Also on February 27th, My People Clinical Services, My People Community Service, we're having a Black Future Month event over at the Mark Twain House at 5 p.m. We're just going to talk about some of the things that we've been doing as an organization and tell you what our plans are for the rest of the year. Zoe just mentioned we're going to be doing our women's messages. We're going to try to get a group of men together to say some positive messages about women before the end of this month. And so we always wrap up our show with what is some manhood-ish you did this week and a little brotherly advice. And so,
can I say really quickly too?
Yes.
Come out and support the Fatherhood Monologues. We're going to be doing some practicing.
Oh, you want to come see us?
Yeah, and we're going to be doing some practicing, and we're going to have some things going on throughout the year.
Yes.
Definitely come out and support us. It's a powerful
Are
message.
we practicing on Saturday? Oh, I'm not going to be here on Saturday.
Yeah, no, I guess we're not.
Next Saturday, we practice at Bloomfield High School, usually around 12 o'clock. We would love to have an audience. I actually have some ideas I was going to talk to you guys about.
Okay, all right.
There's a few people that have been hitting me up that want to do monologues.
Okay.
And I'm like, come over to practice.
So they can see.
Yeah.
See what you got.
Dope.
Yeah. All right. Manhood issue did this week. Who wants to start? You want to go this way?
I'll start.
Okay, go ahead.
So Saturday, me and my daughter, we went to get something to eat. We went on like a little date.
Nice.
Yeah, we went on a date.
Okay.
Got something to eat.
Yeah.
Went to Texas Roadhouse.
Nice.
And
delicious.
so we just was able to. Hey, I work hard for it, but but yeah, it was good to be able to go out to eat and just sit and talk about some stuff. And
is she a senior this year?
Ask.
No, she's a junior.
Oh, she's a junior.
She's
okay.
a junior. Yeah. So it's some conversations, teenage girl conversations,
going
man.
On that junior year.
Yeah. So and she gets deep. Like with this 101, she talks about a lot of deep stuff. So it's good to have that conversation to eat together. So.
Awesome. That's high level manhood. All right, Zoe, you're next.
I want to go see my mama.
Hey,
that's all my
mama.
I'll tell Abdul. I hadn't seen her. I haven't seen her since like October. So I spoke to her on the phone and texting stuff. So I saw her. We went there, and she wasn't there. And then she called me in the car on FaceTime, and the person came on FaceTime. I was like, I didn't know who it was. Because my mom said, I stopped dyeing my hair. She's been there 2 weeks. She just let the gray go.
Right,
so I didn't recognize it with just all gray.
Right.
She looks beautiful gray hair, but she said, I just let it go. So I didn't recognize it, but it was a good time to mom talk.
Nice.
Talk about the last past. No, my dad passed last week, so a couple of weeks ago. So we had the funeral. So, she just gave me some insight on the relationships.
Yes.
And some things that I thought were happening, and she can clarify whether it's true. I was like, did this? And
that's good.
So it's a little clear.
Those conversations is needed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I just wish, and I wish it could have happened earlier, because you always think you have time.
Right.
You always think you have time.
That's right.
And then you don't, and then it's like a lot of things you just will never know because the person's not here. So
yeah.
That was my main stuff.
Appreciate
big stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Nick, what do you got?
Goes back to never knowing who's looking up to you.
Okay.
Kind of never knowing who's watching you. I work with a lot of kids, a lot of student workers. I work at a college.
Nice.
And I think it's about slowing down and understanding what they're looking for and always trying to make them better.
Mm-hmm.
you never know what they need.
Right.
And this past week, I helped a couple kids out, kind of unknowingly, until you kind of look back and see it.
Right.
But I mean, that's just keeping an open mind and always remembering somebody's watching you and somebody might be watching you.
They got their eyes on you.
Right. And just kind of goes back to the other thing of doing what's right even when nobody's watching. And when you train yourself to do that and kind of focus on being there and being an example, it works out.
Always. All right, my manhood issue this week. I went to Delaware to go see my daughter. Me and my wife, we jumped on the train, nice. And we were. It's funny because the week before, I said to her like, "Yo, we should go see a mirror," and she was like, "Nah." Yeah. And then the next week, things kind of popped up where it's like, we gotta go see a mirror. So we went down there. We spent some time with her. It was great to see her in her element as a college student, and she's doing okay. And it was, she learned. You know how when you go to college, you go out to dinner with your parents. So she ordered a filet mignon.
Why?
Then she ordered two cheesecakes. My mom took a grocery shop.
Yes,
Then they went to Cold Stone. Yes. It was like she was just getting stuff, and then like everything we ate, whatever we didn't eat, she took that back to the door.
College life.
So Cash like coming over to the room. Yeah. So it was good to see her. Yeah. All right, last thing before we go, a little brotherly advice. I'm going to you first, though. What do you got?
Man, check on your parents. Man.
Ooh, yes.
That's all. Check on your parents, and if you just think deeply. If you have any questions or whatever, and if you come from where most people come from, where I grew up, you have one just a single family. Excuse me, a single mom. You do have questions, so if you can talk to your mom and ask and try to get to the bottom of it. I think it'll help you later on, because you kind of. It's almost like I don't avoid hard work, but I avoid the emotional hard work.
Right.
Like I don't avoid hard work, but emotional hard work, I'm like,
gotcha.
Because I don't want to go through it. Like even how I felt when I was there, I just felt so.
Yeah.
I couldn't even see his body. I just felt so crazy. Then I didn't realize how I would feel.
Yeah.
It's like all those things are just very. You're not prepared for that.
Right.
It's just hard to prepare. So just.
Wow. You actually went to another level of manhood. You don't know it yet, but you just once you bury a parent or a spouse or a sibling, once you start burying people, it's another level. And it's like you don't even know that you like you said, like I never had to think about having to do all this stuff, but it's a part of manhood. It's like somebody has to take the lead. Somebody has to be in front. Somebody has to make sure everything is done. And so, as we get to these ages, 40s, 50s, we need to start preparing ourselves for something like you said. We don't usually talk about, but it's coming.
Yeah.
And so we need to be prepared for it. So I commend you on everything you did and everything you're going to have to do in the future. So just keep moving forward, brother.
Thank you.
Yeah. Nick, what do you got? A little brotherly advice.
Keep an open mind, keep open eyes.
I like it.
We were talking about home runs before. Sometimes they come to you without even looking, but you have to look for them.
That's right.
And keeping an open mind. Sometimes you have to train yourself to keep an open mind so you can see things that you didn't see before. And a lot of times people don't even think about it, and they miss something. They miss opportunities just because they don't think about being open.
Right.
So stay open.
I love it. What you got for us?
I would say sense of urgency.
Yeah.
Have a sense of urgency. I was, shout out to our brother Keith Davis. I was going over my list of goals I want to make sure I get completed this year. Yep. And he mentioned just something about, instead of having it like, at the end of the year or something like that you got to accomplish it, let's try to mark off some stuff in the next 4 months.
Right.
Why not? Like, let's
waiting for?
Yeah, let's go. Let's do it. So what I was able to do was able to accomplish a lot of things a lot quicker just by having a different level of sense of urgency.
Yeah.
So sense of urgency. Get it done. Get it done now.
Yeah. And then my last, my brotherly advice for tonight is, I got a whole list of them. I think what I would like to say is stay positive. the mind is a very powerful thing. And it controls everything else, believe it or not. And so if you have a positive mind, all the other things fall in line. And so what I want you to do, brothers, no matter what is coming at you, it might seem like negativity is trying to pull you down, but I want you to stay positive. I want you to rise above it. I want you to be better than people expect you to be. Stay positive, stay focused, and the world is your oyster. You can have it all. All right, never stop dreaming. We're out of here, people. This has been another episode of the Manhood Tree Podcast. We'll be back next week on Tuesday at 6 o'clock. We would love for you to tune in, tell a friend, and if you would like to, if you'd like to be a guest, you can always send them some message. We'd love to have you on the show. The people that we invite on the show are typically our friends, but you know what? Guess what? This show is about manhood. This is a show for men. We want to talk about manhood stuff. And so if you're somebody that feels like you just want to come on and chop it up with us, come chop it up. Come chop it up. All right. We'll see you next week. Yes, sir. Go to our website, themanhoodtree.com. What's your website?
It's all in the comments. Everybody go to the comments. Yeah.
Okay. All in the comments. We're out of here.